Hey everyone, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in to Relevant Jukebox, and today we're going to talk about the latest album from DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ, the Makin Magick 2 album. So this is the latest project from the electronic producer and DJ hailing out of London, and this is actually one of two projects that she dropped really late in 2021 that I actually missed, unfortunately, but I didn't want this one to slip through the cracks for you if you hadn't heard of DJ Sabrina at this point, because I was just completely won over by her euphoric blend of EDM, house music, and plunderphonics on her last release, Charmed. When one of DJ Sabrina's tracks hits for me, it just captivates my attention in such a blissful way. She has a very particular ear for weaving in these extremely endearing vocal melodies into her tracks, and she surrounds them with these like really driving house beats and neon-soaked synthesizers that makes the whole effect come off like you're drunk at like a New Year's Eve party in an 8-bit video game. These tracks usually come with a lengthier runtime stretching over 6 minutes on average and can come off sort of repetitive at times, but honestly the repetition doesn't bother me or get in the way, especially when I'm connecting with one of these melodies on here. It makes it feel like you want it to repeat and last forever. Because truth be told, I'm not always consuming DJ Sabrina in a sober state of mind. Now, Makin Magick 2, the album, does stick comfortably within the lane of DJ Sabrina up until this point. The project overall is very cohesive and does kind of mimic the effect of like a video game a little bit more maybe than Charmed, but it's also a little less adventurous overall than Charmed, which can kind of help and also kneecap the appeal overall. Now, there are a good handful of tracks on here that are huge highlights that stood out for me, like Be Ready, Lose Myself, Music, and also Can't Help Myself Tonight, which is a pretty big standout on the project, I thought. I especially like the start-stop drum pattern on this track and how it plays nicely with that really prominent piano sample. And overall, the progression that the track takes is really groovy and satisfying as well. Feeling Lonely is another track on here that I enjoyed, even though it does feel like a peaking point for the album rather than more of a standalone track, but I really enjoy the loop that happens on it. Now, the rest of the album, though, is padded out with tracks that fit in cohesively with the sound of the project, but honestly kind of pale in comparison to some of the other tracks. Some of the hooks just don't really grab me in the same way, and that can leave a lot of these tracks actually feeling pretty forgettable overall, unfortunately, especially since aesthetically they all share the same qualities and have pretty much the same progressions going on. Sometimes she slows down the tempo on some of these tracks that I do think work with the overall vibe of the project, but then there are other tracks on here like Being Alone where there's much faster tempo and it just feels off for some reason. And I guess if I'm riding a complaint train here, there are a few vocal passages on this project that have a lot of really robotic effects on them that I just don't really prefer. But still, I mean, I think if you've enjoyed DJ Sabrina up until this point and you really dug Charmed, I don't see why you wouldn't dig this project. It's good. It's just not as good as Charmed. And with that being said, I'm feeling a 7.5 over here on the Makin Magick 2, the album. So for all you collectors out there, this does not have a vinyl issue just yet. There is a double pink cassette that is up on Bandcamp and also a deluxe CD release. And if you have heard this DJ Sabrina album already, let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and share. And if you want more content from me, hit that subscribe button. Peace.